Hello, my beautiful, and radiant Leo souls. Welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom, your sacred space for illuminating the profound truths written in the stars and within your very own heart. I want you to know with every fiber of your being that you have not stumbled upon this message by accident. If these words are finding you now in this precise moment, it is because your soul has called them in. The universe has orchestrated a divine appointment between your spirit and the truths that are about to unfold. So I invite you to pause with me. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs with golden, sun-kissed light. Hold it for a moment, feeling the power, the creative fire that is your birthright, gathering in your center. And now, exhale, slowly releasing every worry, every doubt, every shadow that does not serve the magnificent king or queen that you are. Let your royal shoulders relax. Allow your heart, that vast and generous heart of yours, to open to the whispers of the cosmos. Because something is shifting, Leo. A tremor is moving through your energetic field, a vibration that is destined to change everything. Before we journey deeper into this powerful revelation, I want you to make a sacred pact with your own evolution. See that like button not as a simple click, but as a seal upon your intention, a declaration to the universe that you are ready to receive this divine guidance and step into your highest timeline. And if you feel the resonance of this truth in your bones, if your spirit is saying yes, then I invite you to go to the comments below and declare your readiness by typing, "I am the sun, and I am ready to rise." By doing this, you are anchoring this powerful new reality into your being. And of course, if you have not yet joined our tribe of wisdom seekers, press that subscribe button now. Do not miss the sacred guidance that is meant for you. Now, let's begin. The life of a Leo, a true child of the sun, has never been a simple, quiet path painted in shades of gray. Oh no, your journey is one of vibrant color, of breathtaking highs and dramatic lows. You were born to live out loud, to love with a ferocity that can heal the world, to lead with a heart that shines with generosity, and yes, to hurt with a depth that mirrors the vastness of your capacity to love. You carry the sun within you, but even the sun must contend with eclipses, with the passing shadows that seek to dim its light. And sometimes the most unexpected shadows are cast by those who once stood closest to your fire. There is a tremor approaching your kingdom, my dear Leo. It will not arrive with a formal announcement or a polite knock at the door. It will feel more like a sudden gust of wind on a perfectly still day, a shiver that runs through your soul, rattling the gates of your carefully guarded heart. It will pull on the threads of memory, on relationships you thought were laid to rest, on all the unspoken truths you believed were buried beneath the sands of time. And the source of this tremor, it is not a stranger. It is a soul who once walked beside you, someone whose eyes once held entire universes, whose words were like a secret melody only your heart could understand, and whose silence, oh, that silence has echoed in the lonely chambers of your memory for far too long. You see, while you have been bravely forging ahead, building your empire, shining your light for others, their heart has never truly found peace. All this time, they have been locked in a silent battle, a war waged between their pride, that stubborn, unyielding pride that so often mirrors your own, and the undeniable gravitational pull of their heart, which has never stopped beating your name. They have been torn between pretending they have moved on and admitting the devastating truth that not a single day goes by where the thought of you doesn't cross the landscape of their mind. This is not some fleeting romance novel cliché, beautiful soul. This is a collision of destinies. It is the story of two powerful sovereign hearts, two old souls whose connection was forged in a fire that logic could never explain. One so terrified of being burned again, and the other, you, my dear Leo, so accustomed to standing alone in your own radiant light, perhaps believing that was your ultimate fate. But the cosmos does not honor silence forever. It is calling you both back to the table through the sheer intensity of this energetic event, an intensity that you can no longer afford to ignore. And isn't it the most profound cosmic paradox that the very person whose absence once brought you to your knees, whose silence felt like a betrayal of the highest order, is now the very one whose energy is making your heart thunder in your chest once more? The one you swore you had released, the one you told yourself you were better off without, is the very spark igniting this emotional storm. Why? Because they can't contain it any longer. They cannot pretend you are just a ghost of the past. They are standing on the very edge of a volcanic eruption, not of anger, not of malice, but of a love that has become too vast, too painful to continue to suppress. You will feel their approach not in a text message, not in a clumsy phone call, but in the subtle language of the universe. You will feel it in their eyes if you cross paths, a fleeting glance that holds a novel's worth of unspoken words. You will notice it in the bizarre synchronicities, the coincidences so perfectly orchestrated that they force you to stop in your tracks and whisper, "Is this really happening?" And slowly, with the dawn-like clarity that follows a long, dark night, you will begin to understand. This tremor did not arrive by chance. It is a divine intervention, arriving precisely as you stand at a pivotal gateway in your own life. You are poised between two worlds, Leo. Behind you is the old kingdom, the one where you gave your light away too freely, where your generous heart was taken for granted, where you carried the weight of others' expectations and felt the sting of their ingratitude. But ahead of you, ahead of you, is the new world. A world where the first rays of a new dawn are breaking through the clouds. A world where you are finally learning to walk with a lighter step, to live with a freer heart, to breathe in the air of your own sovereignty. But here is the cosmic law. You cannot carry the heavy, dusty baggage of the old kingdom into the pristine palace of your future. And so fate is sending you this tremor, this echo from the past, not to destroy you, but to offer you a final sacred opportunity for closure. This is not about rekindling an old flame. It is about ending a karmic cycle, truly ending it. Not with the fire of anger, but with the light of profound awakening. And now the universe turns its gentle gaze to you and asks the ultimate question: how will you respond, my sovereign Leo? Will you retreat back into the fortress you built around your heart? Or will you finally bravely allow your heart to speak the truths that have remained silent for far too long? Your answer, and your answer alone, will determine the dawn of your new world. And just as these questions begin to settle in your spirit, a new light begins to seep in through the quiet cracks of your soul. It is not the blinding, demanding light of the midday sun you are so used to commanding. No, this is a gentler light, the soft golden light of dawn. It doesn't demand your attention. It simply reminds you that it is time to step out of the shadows of past hurts and into the warmth of a new beginning. When this light touches the dormant places in your heart, the chambers you thought had gone cold forever, it quietly awakens something sacred. a memory, a feeling, a soul-deep connection that was never truly severed, only buried. Someone is returning, not with the polished hollow promises of a court jester or the flowery words of a fleeting suitor, but with a raw, undeniable urgency they can no longer suppress. A soul who once walked out of your life, leaving an empire of silence in their wake, is now being pulled back into your orbit as if by the undeniable gravity of a star. And that star, magnificent Leo, is you. Let me be clear. You do not need to perform. You do not need to roar to be noticed. Your energy right now is like a contained blue flame, not a wild, consuming bonfire, but a steady, deep, and intensely focused heat, powerful enough to melt the very fabric of time and space that has separated you from those who were meant to feel your warmth. There is a new majesty in your eyes, a regal grace in the way you carry yourself, a profound peace in your silence that is screaming your worth across the cosmos. They try to go about their days, to follow the script they wrote for their life without you in it, but their heart refuses to play along. Longing is a strange and powerful alchemy, isn't it? It seeps through the tiniest cracks in their carefully constructed facade. You will sense it in their averted gaze that still manages to find you across a crowded room, in their unfinished sentences that hang in the air like a song missing its final resonant chord. They are not returning to you out of sadness or desperation, my dear. They are returning because in truth, their heart never left your kingdom. And this time, they are bringing a different energy. It is stronger, more honest-tempered by the pain of your absence. They are no longer dangling between the fear of your fire and the hope of your warmth. But what of you, my radiant lion or lioness? You now stand between two immense forces. On one side, there is that quiet, glowing ember of what once was a warmth your heart has never completely forgotten. On the other, there are the powerful, hard-won lessons that were forged in the very fire that once broke you. You are so much stronger now, yes, but your strength has not erased your softness. Your heart, no matter how bravely it has learned to protect itself, is still the heart of a Leo, a heart that was born to love on a grand, epic scale. So the real question is not whether they will find the courage to return to your gates. The universe is already handling that. The real question, the one that will define your next chapter, is this: do you still wish to open that door? After all the times your light was taken for granted, do you believe in the deepest sanctuary of your soul that this time could be different? Or have you finally fallen in love with the sacred peace of your own company? A peace so profound that no one else can disturb it. No one can answer that for you. But I want you to remember this, and let it be the compass for your heart. Not everyone is granted a second audience with a Leo who has finally remembered their own divinity. Not everyone is allowed to return to a kingdom ruled by a soul who has come to know, without a shadow of a doubt, their immeasurable worth. The past may come knocking, yes, but it is you and only you who decides whether it remains a visitor in the hallway or is invited in to become a part of your unfolding story. And sometimes when the ghost of the past meets the power of the present, its purpose is not to pull you backward. It is to stand before you and ask one quiet, soul-shaking question. My king, my queen, have you truly moved on? Life does not always send a herald to announce the arrival of a miracle. Sometimes the most profound gifts are delivered in the hushed stillness of an ordinary moment, like a single resilient wildflower pushing its way through a field of scorched earth. And it is often in the very moment that you have finally surrendered, the moment you have stopped expecting anything at all, that the universe gently places a miracle into your waiting hands. Leo, you have walked such a long and arduous road. There were stretches that were as hard and unforgiving as stone. There were seasons as cold and isolating as a winter frost. There were long periods shrouded in a disorienting fog with no map and no sign of where it all might lead. But you, with the indomitable heart of a lion, you kept walking. You did not cry out, "When will I reach my destination?" You simply knew, with a deep instinctual faith, that every single step forward was a declaration of your sovereignty. Every breath you took was a prayer to the universe, affirming, "I am worthy." And now, as the frantic roar of your expectations has softened to a quiet, confident purr, doors you long believed were sealed shut are beginning to creak open. The realms of wealth of your career, of your soul's true purpose, unseen cosmic forces are rearranging the very architecture of your reality. This is not happening with a loud spectacle or a thunderous applause. It is a quiet, profound, and undeniable shift. You may receive an invitation that seems to come from out of the blue, a creative collaboration that perfectly aligns with your passions, a surprise phone call from someone who holds a key to your next level, an opportunity you had mourned and let go of, suddenly reappearing on your doorstep, gift-wrapped and ready. And the most miraculous part, you will not have to chase it. You will not have to perform for it. It will find you, drawn to you, as if the steady golden light you have so carefully cultivated in your heart has finally become a beacon, calling all your lost ships home to harbor. The area of your finances, which may have once been a source of royal anxiety, is beginning to flow with a new and powerful current. Understand this, Leo. This is not luck. This is the harvest. This is the direct result of the seeds you planted in the dark when no one was watching. Those late nights you poured your soul into a project, those immense efforts that went unthanked and unacknowledged, the universe saw it all. And it is finally paying your energetic dividends, not in the fleeting currency of applause, but in real, tangible, abundant value. But the most powerful rewards of this new era are not always measured in your bank account. They are measured in the feeling of being truly seen, in being trusted with the kind of responsibility that matches the sheer scale of the person you have become. Perhaps it will manifest as a new leadership role, a chance to guide and inspire others, or simply a quiet, soul-deep confirmation that the world is finally recognizing the undeniable light that you are. This is not just about money flowing to you, Leo. It is about your energy shifting into a higher, more potent frequency. A frequency where everything you touch with your intention and your passion begins to flourish and come alive. And soon, you will have a profound realization. The greatest gift the universe is bestowing upon you is not wealth, but freedom. The freedom to choose your projects, the freedom to live by your own royal decree, the freedom to gracefully dismiss the people, places, and patterns that once made you feel that you had to shrink your magnificent light. You are no longer auditioning for a role in someone else's play. You are now the director, the producer, and the star of your own epic story. And others are lining up, seeking a role in your world. So if you are hearing these words late at night, and the path ahead still feels shrouded in mist, I want you to trust this with every cell in your being. Beneath the surface of your reality, the great cosmic wheels are already turning in your favor. Opportunity no longer needs you to roar for it. It only asks that you be ready with a calm and open heart when it arrives, because you are not the person you were yesterday. You have walked through the shadows of your own underworld. You chose to rise again and again, when everything and everyone tried to pull you down. And now the cosmos is preparing its own coronation for you, not with a crown of gold, but with the gift of real, tangible, life-altering change, with solid, forward movement, with moments that will make you look up at the sky, a knowing smile on your lips as you whisper, "Finally, it's my turn." And sometimes, when your hands have just let go of an old, heavy scepter, the universe quietly arrives and places a brand new one, lighter and more powerful than you ever imagined, right into your waiting palms. Now we must speak of a delicate and powerful truth. Not everyone who gazes upon you with desire, my radiant Leo, truly loves you in the way your soul requires. There is a pair of eyes watching you, perhaps every single day from a distance, just far enough to remain in the shadows, yet close enough to feel every subtle shift in your magnificent energy. It is a gaze filled with a desperate urgency, with a palpable longing, with the aching wish to be the sole inhabitant of the beautiful world you have so carefully built around yourself. They love you, or at least in their own way, they truly believe that they do, with a force that even they cannot comprehend. But love, my dear, when it is not grounded in respect and freedom, can quickly curdle into something else entirely. Something heavy, something cloying, a shadowy space where genuine affection and the desire for control become dangerously blurred. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange, unsettling sense that someone is right beside you even when you are completely alone. Those chance encounters that happen with a frequency that defies all logic. The barrage of messages that arrive before you've even had a chance to breathe, let alone reply. An intensity of attention that has long surpassed kindness and has begun to trespass on the sacred ground of your inner peace, sometimes even your sense of safety. Here is the compassionate truth: they are likely not a bad person. They are a soul starving for connection, desperately drawn to the light and warmth of your sun. But the way they are attempting to get that warmth is starting to feel less like a gentle embrace and more like a cage. You feel your breath shorten when they are near. You feel your own vibrant energy field contract. And most devastatingly, you are beginning to lose the precious gift of your own inner freedom. You are Leo, who was born to be as free as the sun itself. You have always believed that love was meant to feel like a safe harbor, a nourishing sanctuary, a place where you could lay down your crown and your armor and simply be. But sometimes, hiding beneath the beautiful mask of love, a different, more parasitic energy takes root. An attachment born not from trust and a desire for your happiness, but from a terrifying fear of losing you, of losing their access to your light. And this brings you to the question that can unsettle even the strongest and most self-assured ruler. How do you tell the difference between a deep, profound love and a dangerous obsession masquerading as love? How can you know if they truly want you to be happy, or if they are just trying to use your presence to fill the cavernous emptiness within themselves? The answer, my beautiful Leo, will never be found in their words, no matter how poetic or convincing they may be. The answer resides in your own body. It resides in your breath. It resides in that quiet, unwavering voice of your intuition that has never ever lied to you. So let's do a small ritual right here, right now. Place one hand over your heart, close your eyes, and ask your soul this: when I am in this person's energy, do I feel more expansive, or do I feel smaller? Do I feel more free, or do I feel more trapped? Trust the first answer that arises. True love feels like sunshine. It encourages you to grow, to expand, to reach for the sky. It opens you. It liberates you. Obsession feels like a heat lamp. It watches you too closely. It constricts you. It makes you shrink until one day you look in the mirror and no longer recognize the radiant being looking back at you. You do not owe anyone your presence if your heart is screaming no. You have every divine right to choose a partner who loves you the way the universe intended, without pressure, without fear, without you having to trade precious pieces of your sovereignty just to keep them from falling apart. Real love will never make you feel lonely when you are standing side by side. It will never demand that you lose yourself in order to hold them close. And it will never ever ask you to choose between being loved and being able to breathe freely. Leo, you have earned your wisdom. You have learned enough by now to know that not every soul who enters your kingdom deserves to stay until the end. Some are sent only as teachers here to deliver one potent lesson, a lesson about boundaries, a lesson about trust, and a lesson about the sacred non-negotiable value of your own freedom in love. And when your heart finally becomes quiet enough to see what is real and what is illusion, that is the very moment you begin to hear the deeper, more profound calling of your own soul's awakening. An awakening is never a loud, boisterous event. It does not arrive with a flash of lightning or the triumphant sound of trumpets. It arrives in the sacred stillness, in those quiet moments when you are sitting alone with your hand over your heart and you feel something subtle yet undeniably real beginning to stir in the very core of your being. Leo, you are moving through one of the most holy and transformative phases of your entire life. This is a chapter that not every soul is brave enough to walk through. It is not a moment of external glory or a grand public victory like the ones you have so masterfully conquered in the past. No, this is deeper, this is quieter, this is more powerful than any words could ever hope to explain. It begins when you start to finally notice with gentle, non-judgmental awareness the things you have been clinging to for far too long. The fears that have been dictating your choices. The unspoken weight of past betrayals. The memories you thought were buried now rising to the surface, not to haunt you, but to be blessed and finally released. An entire layer of old, dense energy is peeling away from your soul, like the dry, brittle leaves of autumn surrendering to the cleansing wind. And for the first time, you are not fighting it. You are not resisting. You are learning the divine art of letting go. Not because you have lost the battle, but because you now understand a profound cosmic truth. True freedom does not come from conquering something outside of yourself. It comes from no longer needing to fight it at all. The archetype of the sovereign, the divine king or queen, the creator of their own reality, has not appeared in your energy field by accident. It is a powerful sign from the universe that you are beginning to understand your own power through a completely new and elevated lens. It is not the kind of power that seeks to rule over others, but the kind of divine alchemical power that transforms you from the inside out. For so long, you have worked so tirelessly to be seen, to be validated, to be accepted. But now, a deeper, wiser part of you knows with unshakable certainty that simply being here fully present in your own majestic energy, quiet and whole, is more than enough to move the entire universe. As this sacred awakening deepens, you will begin to notice little miracles unfolding around you as if by second nature. Random conversations will carry profound messages meant only for you. Your dreams will become more vivid, more lucid, offering guidance from your higher self. Your intuition will sharpen into a laser-like instrument of truth, and the very things that once confused you The challenges that once brought you to your knees will begin to reveal their sacred purpose, one luminous layer at a time. There is no more room in your kingdom for smallness, Leo. There is no more space for the insecure voices of others that once told you that you were too much or not enough. This phase of your life demands that you face yourself as if you were looking into a sacred mirror. No filters, no masks, no performances, just you. Raw, real, and radiant in a way that no one else could ever define for you. This liberation is not just emotional. It is physical, it is mental, it is spiritual. It will touch every corner of your life. The relationships that no longer resonate will quietly fade. The habits that drain your royal energy will fall away. And yes, at times it may feel bittersweet, like a snake shedding a familiar but restrictive skin. But deep down, in the throne room of your soul, you will know that it is not just necessary. It is divine. My dear Leo, you are learning to meet the glorious fullness of who you are. Not to be perfect by anyone's flawed and limited standards, but to be completely, unapologetically, divinely free. A quiet kind of freedom, yes, but one that is rooted so deeply it can never be taken from you. And it is from that sacred place of self-love and self-sovereignty that true love finally begins to arrive. Not from someone else seeking your light, but from the eternal, inexhaustible sun that you have been so bravely learning to ignite within yourself this entire time. And once that inner sun begins to truly blaze, you will feel it. A profound shift, not just inside of you, but in the entire world, which will have no choice but to quietly, reverently rearrange itself around you. My magnificent Leo friends, we have journeyed far together today. I want you to take a moment to truly anchor this energy, to acknowledge the profound significance of this sacred transmission. This has been more than just a message. It has been a powerful activation of your soul's highest and most radiant purpose. Embrace it. Surrender to the glorious magic of your own becoming. This is your time to shine your brightest, to share your unparalleled gifts with a world that so desperately needs your warmth and leadership, and to live the epic, joyful, and abundant life you were always destined to live. I would be so honored to hear from you. What part of this journey resonated most deeply within your lion heart? What sacred truth has been awakened within you today? Please share your thoughts, your feelings, your aha moments in the comments below. By sharing our stories, we create a powerful circle of healing and transformation, amplifying our collective light. And of course, if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Cosmic Wisdom. Our journey together is just beginning, and there is so much more to explore. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me to be a small part of your magnificent journey. It is a true honor to hold this sacred space with you. I wish you an abundance of joy, a profound sense of peace, and the unwavering, triumphant success that you so richly and deeply deserve. Remember who you are. You are the creator of your reality. You are the heart of the sun, and you are more than capable of achieving every single one of your wildest, most beautiful dreams. Go forth and be brilliant.